All right, it's Monday, November 9th, 2020, and this is your weekly look at the latest Altos Research data that came in over the weekend for the entire US real estate market. Each week, Altos tracks every home for sale in the country, all the pricing, the changes in pricing, the supply and demand, and we make these analytics available to our customers so that you can see the trends in the US housing market before it becomes available through the traditional data channels. Two quick announcements before we dive into the data this week. Especially if you are a real estate professional working with buyers and sellers this year, we just published a new ebook, How to Use Market Data to Build Your Real Estate Business. In it, we talk about all the data and the techniques for using market data to drive business. You'll learn a lot, for example, about how we do these videos each week. There is a link in the description below to download that new ebook from Altos Research. Also, tomorrow, November 10th, is our monthly webinar where we spend more time on the details of the data. We'll look at regional trends and spend time on how the market is shaping up for 2021. There's a lot we can already see in the data. The link to register for the webinar is also in the description below. So if you're watching this after November 10th, subscribe to the YouTube channel so you don't miss these in the future. Okay, this week's data. It's now mid-November, and obviously a lot fewer buyers and sellers transact from here through the end of the year. Median home price in the country this week is at its lowest level since June at $349,900. The price of the newly listed cohort is also down this week, down to $309,900, the lowest level since May. These declines are actually good. You can see in the chart here, our prices are 9% higher than last year at this time. The market needs to cool off over the holidays. I'd like to see price declines each week until the end of the year as a sign of healthy, almost normal market. If you follow the real estate data closely, you might notice that other home prices, the ones that get a lot of media attention, like for example the Case Shiller index, are lagging in their measurement of how much the market has appreciated this year. And that's because the most recent Case Shiller number is for September and includes data from July, August, and September. And that signal, therefore, is about 120 days behind what the real-time data is saying. That then the real-time data is what we're looking at right here. So that's how you can distinguish between the two. I think the most recent Case Shiller index was at like 6.7% or something like that. You'll see it ratchet up for each of the next several months. Okay, total inventory this week is down to 529,000 single family homes. That's a couple percent fewer than last week. And again, total normal seasonality. It's simply on top of this crazy shortage we've had all year. So it looks like by December, we'll be under 500,000. Inventory is going to start 2021 at crisis low levels and with only a few potential catalysts to change that trend. So if interest rates climb, you'll see fewer people holding on when they sell, more people listing to sell. Two, if the economy tanks more broadly, and we're not out of the woods yet on this risk, you could see that as a catalyst for fewer buyers, more sellers. Or three, if policy shifts away from protecting homeowners to favoring the lenders in this pandemic period, I can't imagine this happening. Like all the policy is intentionally favorable to homeowners and mortgage holders rather than the lenders. And no one wants to trigger that crisis. But those are three things that could potentially reverse our inventory trend in 2021. Finally, this week, let's look at days on market. Normally, this time of year, we're halfway up the upslope of a slowing third and fourth quarter market by mid-November. This year, it's only just starting to slow. It's just rounding the bottom here. This tells us a few things. One, we know that demand isn't backing off. Relative levels of demand, people are still buying everything in sight, even as we're going through into November. The other thing it tells us is that we're going to start 2021 with like fresh stock. These are not properties that have been sitting around for 8 months because things are moving. As with almost all the other data, this current trend in days on market points to another strong price appreciation year for homes in 2021. That's what we're looking at. More data tomorrow in the weekly or the monthly webinar. But that's the data for this week. As always, visit altosresearch.com for the full details and latest data. Again, tomorrow, Tuesday, November 10th, we'll do the full in-depth webinar. Link to register for that in the description below. Link to download the brand new ebook below. Subscribe to the YouTube channel to make sure you get these videos each week. More tomorrow, more next week.